Welcome back to Undig the Truth. You are here watching episode 9, and I'm here with the most talented artist in brush, Mr.
Marler.
Yup. Okay. So, what are we going to be painting today, Mr. Marler?
We are painting 3 cherries.
Ooh.
We're going to do it in a monochromatic way, which just means we're going to use one color in white and black, and that's it.
Okay. So do we need a little bit of everything you have?
Yeah, white, black, and red.
Okay. So, you work here at BHS, Mr. Marler. What made you want to become an art teacher? What brought you here?
Well, I was looking to get into teaching, and my brother was teaching at Fort Morgan High School. Mm-hmm. And he told me about a job opening they had there. And I spent a year teaching drafting, woodshop, and photography at Fort Morgan. But I wanted to teach art. And so when the position opened up here at Brush, I applied. And I got the job. My parents are both teachers. And several of my brothers have been teachers. So it's kind of like a family business kind of thing.
Do you like teaching, or was it something you felt obligated to come to?
Obligated. It depends on the day, right? There's good days and bad days. But I do like my job, and I feel like it's an important thing.
What would you say your favorite part of being a teacher is?
I like it when you see a student grow, right? When they get something that they didn't get before, and that's one of the reasons why I like teaching portraiture. It's because you can really see a difference from the beginning of the class to the end of the class.
Right. Okay, so I know this question because I've had a lot of your classes, but I think other people would find it interesting. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Laie, Hawaii, on the north shore of Oahu. My parents were professors at Brigham Young University of Hawaii. And so I grew up there, went to school barefoot until middle school, and went to college there. Got my bachelor's degree from BYU Hawaii in 3-dimensional art.
Did you get any splinters being barefoot?
No, I had pretty tough feet, I never wore shoes unless it was Sunday, so...
Sundays for church?
Yeah, didn't go to church barefoot,
Yeah. So what school did you go to? Did you go to school in Hawaii, or did you leave?
I went to Laie Elementary School, and then for high school, I went to Kahuku High School. Mm-hmm. Great football team. Go Red Raiders. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. My high school graduation and my college graduation were actually in the same building.
Aw, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
What? Oh, wait, you just said what college, huh?
Yeah, BYU Hawaii, yeah.
All right. Do you recommend going there?
I do. Went to BYU Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a wonderful school. You have to agree to live by the standards of this school in order to go there, because it's a religious school.
Oh, yeah.
But it's right on the north shore of Oahu, right next to all the big surfing spots, wonderful beaches. So,
are they super big on their standards? Like, they watch you?
Well, I mean, it's not like they do enforce the standards, and you are expected to live them if you go to that school. Yes.
Makes sense. So, what's your favorite kind of art to make, and how did you come to find that was your favorite?
Well, I majored in sculpture in school, but I found as a teacher that I really wanted to focus on drawing, because I feel like it's the foundation of everything. So I do a lot of drawing, a lot of doodling in my sketchbook, and I've never taken an official painting class, but I've ended up doing a lot of painting. So
that's crazy. You're good at painting, and you've never had a class on it?
Yeah, sort of self-taught.
Okay. That's impressive. That is. I want to be like that. Me too. That's goals. So what makes a piece of art good to you?
I like representational art because it's about something. Definitely. I like art that tells a story. I like art that is beautiful, art that's inspiring, right? Something that when you look at it, it makes you feel positive, good feelings. I like art that demonstrates observation, that when you look at it, you can tell the artist really sees what they're looking at, in terms of light and shadow and texture and composition. I like Norman Rockwell.
I was just going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
So what artists inspire you, make your favorite kinds of pieces of art that way? I know you've got a lot of Norman Rockwell around here.
I like Norman Rockwell because he tells stories.
Yeah.
There was a comic strip artist back who worked from 1985 to 1995 named Bill Watterson. He did Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I love Calvin and Hobbes.
Me too.
And I like painting doesn't look like a photograph, but it when you look at it, you can definitely tell what it is. But it's like a combination of you can see the paint and the brush strokes and the composition, but at the same time, you can definitely tell what it is. And I don't know, it's kind of a beautiful mix between a photograph and shapes and colors, and you can see those things, and you don't just look at it like a photograph, you just think about what it is. But when you look at a painting, you think about what makes it. You see the brush strokes, you see the paint, you see the colors.
So when you look at art, you're not just seeing it like, oh, this is beautiful. Like, you really like to pick it apart that way?
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
See what makes it up.
Yeah.
See the parts.
So you obviously have a lot of art around your room, and I think as a student who's taken your classes, it's definitely one of my favorite things to look at. So how do you approach students that want to buy art from you?
A long time ago, I made a deal with my students because I found when they wanted artwork, if I just said, I would make anything for whoever, then I would just get a line of students who would just ask. So I had to have a price. So my price was originally a chocolate milk. But now it's a soda because milk doesn't agree with me how it used to.
What kind of soda?
Root beer is generally my go-to.
Root beer's good. Do you have a specific kind of root beer?
Mug or A&W is my go-to.
So we actually, every time I've taken one of your classes, I think we yap a lot. And one thing that stuck with me that you told me was that you deleted social media. You're kind of off the grid. How is that?
I found that I was just getting in arguments with people. And I didn't want to do that. So I was like, I'm just going to delete this app. So that's why I'm not on social media, because I don't want to argue with people.
So as a person who really picks apart art and looks at the deeper aspects of it, do you think art has to exist with a meaning and a message, or can it just exist for the aesthetic?
I think that art that has a meaning is going to, in the long run, have more staying power than art that is just decoration. Mm-hmm. I think that we were sort of built to tell and to listen to stories, and so I like art that kind of serves that higher function rather than just being pretty or just standing on its own. I think the storytelling aspect of art is important.
Do you have a favorite piece of art that tells a story that you like?
I like this one, actually. I don't know that it's my favorite. It's an old farmer sitting with his son at a train stop, and you can tell his son's going off to college. And you can tell he's an old farmer, kind of rough around the edges, and that his son's going to be living a different life than him. He's going off to be educated at college, and you can just see the moment. He's saying goodbye to him. You can tell he doesn't really have a lot to say. He's kind of a gruff old guy. Mm-hmm. And you can see the eagerness and the anticipation on his son's face, he's thinking about the future. He's thinking about, what he's going to do after school, and how he's going to get there. And so his mind's kind of on that. You can see there's some sadness there in his father's face. And I don't know, I kind of see it like he wants to say things, but he doesn't know how. And so there's just a lot that you can read into that picture.
That's beautiful. What's a piece of art you've made that you're most proud of?
So my son went on a mission to El Salvador. He was going to be gone for 2 years. And so I took a picture of him and painted it in oil paint and gave it to my wife for Christmas. And that was really meaningful to her. I thought she knew what I was doing, and so I wanted to surprise her. So I also painted a chicken exactly the same size and put it on top, so that when she opened it, she just thought it was a painting of a chicken. But then the painting of her son was underneath that.
Was that one recently?
That was like 3 years ago.
Oh. Then you're just always painting chickens.
I like painting chickens. I have chickens, and so I paint them.
I like chickens too. What do you know about chickens?
They're really stupid. Okay. They're kind of stupid in a lovable way.
How many chickens do you have?
Right now I have 4. We have one called Cleo, short for Cleopatra. He's got Scissorbeak, looks like Gonzo from the Muppets, but is the smartest one and has lived longer than all the other chickens that we bought. We had to get 3 new chickens, but she outlived all the other chickens that we bought at the same time as her.
Do you think she ever misses those chickens?
I don't think she does. I don't think they treated her very well.
Oh, poor thing. Brush isn't the only school you worked at. Where else have you worked?
I started in Fort Morgan as the woodshop drafting and photography teacher. And then I went and taught at Weld Central for a year. I taught digital art and yearbook. But I missed Brush. I liked the community. And when they sort of offered me to come back, I kind of leapt at the opportunity to come back because I missed what I had had here.
So you were only at Weld Central for a year. Is it because they're like evil, or did you just miss Brush?
I just missed Brush. There's lots of really good people at Weld Central.
So now that you're working here, you've been here a long time, and about a year or two ago, another teacher came around with a pretty similar name as you, Mr. Mahler, not Marler. Were you offended by that? Like, are you guys enemies?
Not enemies. We are in a legal battle over the copyright of the name, and I want to force him to refer to himself by a different name while he's at school, but that's still pending. So,
Tough battle.
I had a girl come to me and ask me about detention. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I realized somebody told her to go talk to Mr. Mahler, and she thought I was Mr. Mahler.
You mentioned the oil painting of your son that you made for your wife. Do you like oil painting the best, or what kind of painting?
Right now, so what we're using right now is called gouache paint. It's kind of like a cross between oil paint and watercolor. And what's nice about this paint is that you don't need solvents. It's non-toxic for the most part. And it's just easier to work with. You can like walk away from it. You can't walk away from oil paints. So this is a very easy medium to work with. And, it has watercolor is very hard to work with in that it's just a very technical medium, takes a lot of control. So this is kind of like the best of both worlds. So I like this paint a lot right now. So,
I know you like to paint, but when we tried looking for some things about you online, like I said, you're off the grid, and it was really hard. We really struggled. But one thing we did find was this.
Yes.
Can you explain this photo to me?
I forget who sent it to me. Somebody sent me a thing that there was a mural contest at the VFW and brush, they have a big wall there. And so I submitted a design, and they chose my design to be the mural they're going to paint there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you going to paint there? Or are they painting it, or?
We're talking about it. There are different options, and so I might paint it. I would like to be able to paint it with the students' help, but there's some logistics to work out, so we're still kind of figuring that out.
What did you submit for your design?
So I was thinking a lot about the American flag, and I went through several different ideas I thought about having like smoke coming out of jet planes turning into the American flag, but then I really liked the idea of the American flag kind of like furrows in the ground on like a farm field. And so the stripes of the flag kind of move like a landscape. Ooh. And then I have a representative of each of the 4 branches of the armed services saluting. And then behind them, you have buildings representing, different communities. There's farmhouses and a Capitol building and schools and homes in the background.
That's so nice. Do you do you feel like they're like taking your design?
No, that was I knew, that the contest was just for the design, and so in whatever way I can help them to accomplish it, I want to. And so however it works out will be just great.
So, what's your biggest pet peeve in students?
I think I just want, it's one thing to I want students who want to learn, right? That if you don't feel like you're good at drawing, that's one thing. I can help you with that. That's my job. But if you don't want to learn, then that's more of a problem, right? Especially because it's an elective, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to be somewhere where you feel like you're going to learn something, right? Where you're interested in the topic, right? So I tell students on the first day that it doesn't matter if you feel like you're good or bad at drawing. What I care about is, do you want to be here? Because we're going to be in here for 4 months, right? So I want students who want to learn. It's not about how good you feel like you are. It's a matter of whether you want to learn.
We wanted to ask you about AI, because this isn't really like a class students can just AI the answers to.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about AI, like in its role in art? Do you think it's like destroying the art of creating art?
I think AI is an abomination.
Really?
No. My problem with AI is that they have these models that they use to train the algorithms and things that they've trained to make art. All the data that they got was stolen, basically. That they didn't ask the artist permission. They just fed all these images that artists had posted online into their program and took all that data without asking permission. And it's now being used to make art in the style of these artists, taking away opportunities for these artists to make a living. And they basically stole the information and the data that they used to train their model. So I feel like the whole enterprise of art is compromised from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I, in general, don't like it. And also, I feel like that if robots are making your art, you're kind of in trouble as a civilization, right?
Yeah.
Like, art should be a human endeavor. I'm not saying there are no uses for AI in art. I'm just saying that if robots are doing your expressing and your feeling and if they're taking over your artistic expression, I don't think that's good for the soul of humanity.
Right. Okay, Mr. Marley, we've made it through all our questions and you answered them very well. So while we finish up our paintings, do you have any last 23rd?
On that note, yes, my advice is get to class on time.
Oh, well, thank you, Mr. Marler. We very much appreciate this interview.
Yeah, it was fun.
Do you want to show the viewers what we painted?
Sure.
Okay. Reveal
Oh, you put
in
the art?
Yeah. Does there? Mine look a lot like Mr. Marler's. He was kind of copying me the whole time. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This has been episode 9 of Undig the Truth, and we will see you in the next episode.